to the Agents of the Unexplained podcast. From a haunted abandoned asylum to Sasquatch lurking in the dark woods and watching you, and all things unexplained, here are the stories from outside our realm. With your host, Bill Rigby.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Tonight's open forum. We're going to do a couple things different tonight. What I'm trying to figure out is a couple things why my phone ain't logging in here. I'm probably going to have to back completely out and come back in so I can see who's talking and who's not. But what I'm going to end up doing is, there we go. I got to do this first. Now, right here, John Turley from Crowtown Squatchers. Great guy. Very good guy. Happy-go-lucky. Look how happy he is there with Loki. Everyone should, if he's going down to Morale tomorrow, Dunbar, PA, Morale Fire Department, stop and talk to John. Let him know. Him and Beth needs a dog. Look how happy he is. They definitely need a dog. Yeah. So, here we go. Hey, Megan. So, if you see John, let him know. Get a puppy. Your life will be so much happier. Except when you got to clean up the dog poop in the house when you're training them. But other than that, they're great. Hey, Beth didn't ask me to do this. I told her I'm doing it, brother. Just for you. Hey, Bob Balls. Okay. Now let's get down to seriousness here. This week I've been on a DNA kick. But I had a long talk with Rob Duvall today. He pointed a bunch of stuff out to me. But since it's you're welcome, John. Definitely, brother. You deserve it. Hey, he has some great stuff, and he designed a lot of his own. My wife got the shirts from him. I got the hoodies at the OBC because I forgot mine at home like a dummy. It's kind of cool in the morning. But other than that, great stuff he got. Really great. And excuse me, I'm still fighting that allergies. Hi, Tara. But tonight we're going to talk about anything you guys want to talk about. I'm open. You know, the thing is, we can talk about ghosts, talk about Bigfoot, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, the Flatwood Monster. I don't care. You notice that my aliens, they're on this side now. They shifted. We kind of loaded up my Blazer for tomorrow to take stuff down to Morale. We'll be down there. We're going to be speaking. We're filling in for Zach Moore, who had to cancel at the last moment due to some personal reasons. So they got me in to speak, which is going to be fun. I'm going to shoot it from the hip. You don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. And hey, there's my number one designer, Tammy. Tammy Palamo from Creative Designs. Hi, Tammy. And but it's going to be really weird because I know what I want to talk about. I don't use PowerPoint. Uh, what can I do? Thanks, Mike. I know it's the best way to do it for me, at least. Hey, everyone, do you know Mike Hartman? Uh, you know, he's had 73 years of experience out there in the woods. Think about the Bigfoot swaying. Is it just because they're agitated or are they working themselves up or what? A little of both. A little of both. Now, this is my own personal opinion. I cannot say for sure why, until we get some more studying done on them. I know some people they get nervous and they sway back and forth. Some are very agitated and they're swaying back and forth like those SOBs are in my way. It's hard to say. Mr. Russell Estabrook, how you doing, buddy? It could be just about anything, any reason there, Winston. I'm not totally sure. I've seen where deer sway back and forth because they're agitated and trying to see if we're going to move and see what the hell this thing is doing. You just don't know. Hey, Ghost Chick, she's out there. She's still at Tammy's, helping Tammy out. About time she got her butt busy. But no. But no, seriously, let's try to figure that one out. Russell, why would a Bigfoot sway back and forth? Agitation, trying to catch someone's attention, or what? What do you think? Yes, Randy, I'll message it to you. Yeah, we're doing good, brother. We're doing good, Winston. I got to meet Winston at our camp out. Great young man. Great fabricator, too, and welder. I'd seen some of that work he did. He's awesome. Angel sways when her back hurts. You do that every day now. Could be anxiety, nervousness, same thing there. Agitation. Watching something. That's a possibility, Russell. Good evening, Corky. Glad you made it. Is that what you caught, Winston, or did you just hear that one? Because when you asked that question, I remember seeing a documentary on apes, and they were swaying, and they were agitated when they were swaying. I'm not saying Bigfoot's an ape. I know people sway when they get agitated or they get anxious or like Angel said, anxiety. Damn good question. But yeah, the thing is that we don't know about that yet. As soon as I become the Jane Goodall of the Bigfoot world, we'll find out that answer. Yeah, I agree. Anxiety is the likely culprit. That is true, Winston. Oh. Yeah, let me bring that up so everyone reads, so I'm not just reading it. Um, I haven't actually heard them. I heard them looking around a tree, um, but swaying, no, I really didn't hear too often hearing that one. But yeah, that she'd be the one to ask. Uh, Good evening, Gary. Glad you joined us. Um, we still trying to figure out, you know, why they do what they do, and I really, really like to be able to get amongst them so I can study them better. And because I'm in that rabbit hole now, that's like a couple of podcasts I did earlier this week on DNA. I'm sorry, you know, I played devil's advocate for Dr. Ketchum's, and I played stupid on the other part. But you know what? We got to follow not the money, definitely not the money. We got to follow the research on this. And Russell stuck up for Dr. Ketchum's. My conversation today stuck up for. Uh, it was a great conversation I had today, and you're right. The academia and the religion, both are pulling us apart from studying these things. I don't know why they're doing it. Don't have the foggiest clue. There's some reason they don't want us to know. And I'm still trying to figure that one out. Yes, Corky, the government needs to release the information. Corky, before you got here, Winston asked a question. Now, with the ones around your research area, have you noticed them swaying back and forth? Have you caught them doing that? And do you have any idea why they're doing that? Hey, Patty, how you doing? Because that was a damn good question Winston threw at me. And I really don't have a straight out answer for him. Only at night. Oh, Mike. That might be it too. The game keeps your or avoiding us. Yeah. I kind of agree with that one too, because they don't always travel by themselves. That's Memorial Weekend at Corky's. We had the two up on the hill watching us. We got them on night vision and infrared. So, yeah, yeah. And, see, I don't always agree with Mike. He's pro Mike. I'm pro Bill. So to agree with him makes his head swell. But I kind of got to agree with him with that perspective. Yeah, Corky, I kind of agree. They do travel in three. Um, I really do believe that because one night Jim Sparks and I was out researching together and walking down the one trail. We hear something across the little swamp. We hear it over there. As we're going down, uh, oh, here we go. Thank you, John, for giving that. That we're going down that trail, and we're hearing that going across from us. But as we're getting closer to this really brushy, thick, brushy area on both sides of the trail, my gut's saying something ain't right up there. It's not a good feeling. I turn and look at Spark, and I says, Sparky, are you getting a bad feeling? And he goes, no, but I'm getting a weird one. And I said, I'm getting a bad one. He says, let's go. We're going back. Number one reason why I like researching with him. He'll go with your gut feeling too, not just his. So, and that's something I always preach, go with your gut feeling. As we're turning around, he had a little spotlight on his head. As he turned around, he saw something cut across the trailhead. He couldn't tell what it was. It was a low light, so he couldn't actually see what it was. He says it could have been a leaf blowing across. Nah, I don't think. We get back up there. And I go, it went from right to left as we come out of the truck. He says, yes. I took 2 steps over, and there's a footprint. And I said, here's a print, Spark. So, yeah. There was one across. There could have been one down in that brush area, but there was definitely one behind us. So, they do travel in more than one. You do get some traveling by themselves. I'm not sure how often that is, but most of your sightings, you only see the one. You don't see a group of them. Most of your sightings. All right, Winston, that's a good question. They do travel in 3s. 1, 2, and 3s. Sometimes there's a whole pod of them. But Jimmy King hates this word, but I'm going to use it anyhow. And Corky says they always make a triangle. I say if they're on a hunt, they're hunting something, they work it into like a kill box. I call it a kill box. They funnel it into that area where they can get it. So, yes. And I found several of those. And I found several. That was John Turley for the address, Randy. And Gary, you're right. That's a damn good possibility there, too. Like one's crossing the trail and the other one spot us, and that one didn't, so it had to keep going or crossing the road. Don't know. Damn good question there. Now, Corky says this. Yeah. The one research area I got over here. Now, chipmunks ain't going to pile up all these pine cones in this. It's not like the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, but it's a big pine grove. And I got a picture with Nate Hinkson, myself, and my dog. And there's all these piles of pine cone up at the base of the tree, just piled up. Pine cones got pine nuts in them. I cannot see a squirrel stacking all these up like that around the base of the trees. And I'm talking hundreds of piles. I can't see him doing that. I ain't saying they didn't do it, but I can't see him doing it. I never actually seen them stack up those things. And squirrels usually hide their food. So that's why I got a problem with saying it was a squirrel. Could have been another critter. I don't know. Makes it an interesting thing. Makes it very interesting. Now, that comes up to another thing. Of course, they're going to throw walnuts. They're going to throw stones down from the ravine, Corky. I had nuts and stones both thrown at me. A couple different areas. And not in the same general location. So that makes you wonder. You say they stashed the walnuts, Corky. Did they stash them in plain sight? Or do they kind of bury them under leaves and a bunch of other stuff? Where do they stash their other food at? I know your research area is like their TV set, so they need to throw their snacks somewhere. Right on the ground. Okay. Yeah, they need someplace to put their snacks to watch the TV show they're watching at their research area. Very rocky, too. Jeez. Okay. No. Patty Frey's up near Albion. Patty, I know you're out there. Have you noticed any nuts gathered up and piled up in the woods? Yeah, ammo. Damn straight it's ammo. Cork. And the other thing too is where do they keep their other food? No, I have not read that book. Here, let me put. Now you got me having another one put on the damn list. Thanks a lot. Bigfoot Behavior by Ray Crow. No, you're right, Winston. No doubt about it. They are there. I didn't take you down the trail where I had my sighting at. My wife had her sighting this year there. You had the activities there. Ooh. so much activity that weekend. It was unreal, unreal, and the sightings. And I'm sorry, even though we advertised that we're having that camp out, the the whoops, the knocks, some of the sounds, they were not human, not at all. Uh, Patty, you should pay more attention in the woods. And Corky says they bring big rocks, but he removes them. I don't blame him because those ones would hurt. And Winston's so right. And at the group camp area on Parker Road, that got so much activity there. And they circled that right outside the camp in the wood lines. Right in the wood lines. The one night, first night or second night, I think it was the first night. I was sleeping. I woke up. I'm a little congested. I coughed, and the footsteps I heard. It was bipedal, and it was heavy, heavy footsteps. So, all right, Corky, the digging tool and the shared video. Okay, I got to go accept those. Yep, Winston caught that. That young man, Dustin, that young guy went out with Stephen Shelley, and they went down the one access road down toward the lake as soon as you pull in the park. And they walked through the thickets, headed on in toward the swampy area. And they got bluff charged. Right there. And the thing is, I never even thought to go down in there. Stephen Shelley did. That many times I've been down there. We will be back there September 7th through the 10th. I don't know how much activity we'll get because that weekend that we were there was the most activity I've seen there around that group camp area at any given time. It wasn't just at the group camp area. It was all through the park. All different areas had activity all over. It was weird. It was really weird. It totally blew my mind. And, September's crazy activity in Ohio. That's good to know. Up to the Sosby one. Yeah. They're a good bunch. They're a good bunch. You won't have as much fun as you did with us. No, I'm joking. They are a good bunch. Randy, sorry, buddy. That's too much on me. too much on me. I got too much going on. Or I would. Salt Fork's the place to be. Beaver Creek's another. And that's down there, Corky, just below Corky. Actually, I think they run, somehow that runs together there. I want to do something at the group camp. I really do. And I'm going to check on that. I don't know when we can do it. But I really want to do this. But anyhow, look, the activity at Salt Fork was just off the chart, like I said, and it drove me crazy. Where's Beaver Creek? It's down 11, down Route 11. Beaver Creek State Park. Google it, Randy. I'll be speaking there at Gretchen Lock August 13th. Brian Little asked me a couple months ago if I'd come and speak, and I said, yeah, Columbiana County, Ohio. Actually, I think you drove down past it, going to Salt Fork. August 13th. Down at Gretchen's Lock. They got a grist mill up on top. They got Bigfoot days next month, I think. But I probably won't make that one. They serve pancake from the grist mill. They make the pancake flour and that right out of the grist mill and make it. Yeah, anyone can go. No problem. It's a free event to get in there. They got vendors, speakers. Last year was the first thing. It was the first thing. Well, they don't do that on Gretchen's Fest, Winston. That's just Bigfoot days. Because they're doing everything right up there around near the grist mill and the barn and all that. Yeah, it was $8 last year. Hi, Beverly. Yeah, it's and it's good breakfast. It's not all you can eat, though, Winston. Yeah, it's on Sundays. And I got to get the date so I can share it. Definitely got to get the date to share it for you guys. It's awesome. It's an awesome event. You'll make your own. Not as good as mine. Oh. Yeah. But, yeah, it's either buckwheat or regular pancakes. The buckwheat's good. So that's a good event. Jack Warren's going, he heads the thing there for Bigfoot days. I know I'm speaking at Gretchen Fest, and I'm not sure who the other speakers are. Brian hasn't told me yet. Hi, Lisa. How you doing? The thing is, that's a beautiful park, too. They got some beautiful hiking trails, and they got activity around there. Yeah. Corky will be on my podcast in 2 weeks, by the way. He's coming on. Yes, Bev, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be speaking. So you get to hear me now, now and tomorrow. Don't faint. I'm doing good, Lisa. Definitely doing good. Thank you. Yeah, I got a nice little presentation I'm going to give tomorrow. People will be shocked what I got to say. No, they did not give me a time. I don't know what time I'll be speaking. All I know is from 10 to 6. I don't know if I'm going to be first speaker or the last speaker. Thank you, Gary. Beaver Creek is June 17th. I thought it was. I wasn't sure. That's why I said I had to look it up. Thank you, Gary. I don't know. I hear my grandkids fighting downstairs. Well, I'll have a table up there with the speakers and that. Stop up and say hi, Bev. I'll definitely be there. And it's going to be fun. Now, Zach Moore had to cancel it the last time due to some personal issue, family issue, something. And they asked me if I'd like to speak. And I do. All right. Moraine State Park. Oh, Moraine State Park. Actually, I'll be driving past there next weekend, going to Butler Paranormal Conference. I know exactly where Moraine's at. I remember when they built Moraine. Jesus. Oh, God, I'm old. And yeah, so yeah, that underbrush gets pretty thick there at Salt Fork. Yes, it does. Yeah, and so you remember when it was built too, Beverly? Shh, that's telling our age. I don't think I'm going to make June 17th one. I tell you the truth, Cork. Or I say, yeah, let's do this. And I already told Jack Warren I probably won't make it. If I do, it's going to be a short visit. Because, well, my wife got a couple more medical issues that came up, and we're going to take care of that. So, and depends what goes on from there. We just found stuff out today. So just keep her in your prayers. That everything turns out right for a change. My wife, she can't catch a break in the last 2 years. She really can't. You don't really want to camp out there, Winston. Thank you, Lisa. You really don't want to camp out there because you're not going to get no rest. Number one. With the activity back there, you're not going to get no rest. I'll guarantee it. I'll send you my dates. They'll have to send you yours. Thank you, Renee. Yeah, thank you all for that. I appreciate that. my wife don't deserve everything that's been happening the last couple of years. And I told a couple friends that this evening. This woman was a nurse's aide for 30, almost 40 some years, actually. And before she had to be certified, she was a nurse's aide. She destroyed her body taking care of others. She has given her last dollar to somebody on the street that was broke. And she goes, they needed it more than I did. I got a roof over my head. I got food in my cupboards. Okay. That's the way she is. In the last 2 years, it's been a rough road. She starts getting better on one thing, something else goes. My prayers to your wife too, Winston. My prayers to her too. Yes, and it's hard on them, but it's hard on us. Yeah. Beverly, yeah. Beth just went through 4.5 hour back surgery for this. Back in November 4th. We have your prayers too, Lisa. That's the thing. We all care about each other like we do about Bigfoot or ghost or whatever. I think we'd be better people. My wife had no choice but to do the surgery, Bev. She was almost totally bedridden from it. So she's walking now. She's walking. Her one leg ain't working that good, but it's getting better. You're right, Winston. We are a brotherhood and sisterhood. Now, I met a lot of great people since I got into this field. Of course, we got our certain assholes out there. We really do. But for the majority, we got some really great people. And I'm very thankful for each and every one of them. I am. I really am. And my mentor and his wife are one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And that I'm talking about Jamie and Jenny King. Hello, Mr. Hagman. I will be seeing you next week. Dan Hagman from Borough. They're putting on the Butler Paranormal Conference at the Tanglewood Senior Center in Linwood, PA, near Butler. It's great. Yeah, you're right. Cork, just aboard the experts. But yeah, don't get me started. I do not have a college degree. But sometimes, with my open-mindedness, I'm smarter than the ones with a college degree. What can I say? In this field, cryptids and the paranormal, UFOs, the aliens, you got to have an open mind. And think outside the box. If you're not thinking outside the box and having an open mind, you're not going to see what's really happening. That too, Winston. That too. I was thinking that when I said it. Oh, God, help me. Yeah, you gotta keep your mind open. Don't get tunnel vision. Figure out what you're looking at. See if it's man-made, animal-made, weather, or natural. Yeah. Something outside the box is a little too crazy. Yeah, that's you, Mike. Oh my God. No, you got to think outside the box in this field. Everybody, Mike Hartman, the diva of the airwaves. My brother from another mother, definitely a different father. Are you working, Mike, or? I messaged Jamie earlier. He just messaged me now as I'm doing my podcast. No wonder you're making those cryptid messages because you're working. You don't want to get busted. But okay, yeah. Here. He recorded that Bigfoot siren. And he was thinking about it before it sounded off. Are they mind speaking? No. No. I think he was mind speaking to him. When you're on the same brainwave as your friend, and you think about how to do something, and you're both thinking alike, it is. I think your brain waves are actually transmitting back and forth. Shane, you're not thinking outside the box. They're putting you in that box. The thing is, I really do believe that if you're on the same brainwave, your messages can go back and forth. Does that sound crazy? Maybe. I actually believe that can happen. I believe that because it's happened with me. It's weird. It's a weird thing. And you get excited, say, oh, yeah, we're thinking alike. No, we're sending messages back and forth. I do believe that. Mike. I don't know if they're smoking crack, but they're smoking something, some of them. And Beverly. Yeah. I believe that. Yes, Tara, we know. Yes, we know. And I don't either. You smoked a lot of cigarettes. That's why my breathing sucks. Along with my allergies, it caused a lot of problems for me. I think Mike smoked too many cigarettes. His brain's about cooked. Put it in a smoker. There's my wife. Hi, baby doll. He's down there, Lisbon. Winston. Uh, but anyhow, like Mike said, he thinks food, water, cover, and shelter are the moving boxes. You're right, Shane. You're right. That I'll give you. It's definitely like I said, I'd like to be the Dr. Jane or yeah, be like Dr. Jane Goodall. Be amongst them. Yeah, because I'd like to see what they do and how they do and why they're doing it. I'm just fascinated by it. And it's very interesting on what they're doing. Like Winston asked in the beginning, why do you think they're swaying back and forth and stuff? If they ever get comfortable enough with me coming in, I'd definitely do it. I'd definitely do it. Yeah, Shane, that easier said than done. And Corky only worked a few miles from me. Right now, Warren Fab's 3 miles from me. Someone already tried that. I wouldn't mind trying it, but I don't have that kind of expense account. I wish I did. I don't have that kind of backing. If we get some kind of backing that someone like to put out a bunch of money for us to do that type of research, I'm down for it. I'll get a few people together and we'll do it. Put trackers on them. See where they're traveling to. Shane, someone else did it and didn't get it on one. I'm trying to think who. Mike's right. But if you got a tracker on them, Mike, hear me out. Don't close your mind. Open your mind up. Listen to this. If you have a tracker on them, you can see how far they travel in an area in one night. And go that route and figure that area out. Then you can start tracking the woods. Okay. That you can't just start traipsing through the woods and say, all right, I'm tracking it. How do you get a tracker on one? Like they did, they hung it off of a branch, I think 8 foot up, 7 foot up. And as it went by, it snagged into their hair. And that's how they tracked it. But then and Shane's right, sticky tack. And after a while, it did fall off. But I might have got knocked off by a branch or something, even. We don't know for sure, but it came off. And it was interesting. I did read the article on that. And I can't remember the word for word. And yeah, here, you can follow Corky's Research group on Facebook and YouTube. He has a lot of audio, a lot of videos, and you know, I got to meet him last year. We become pretty good friends, and he got a lot of great information out there. Randy, what animal's 7, 8 foot tall? What animal? If you don't have elk or moose in that area, I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure it might be a Bigfoot. If we don't have them in that area, Mike. Do we got mooses down around here? No, we don't. Do you have them over there by Mount Vernon? Do you have elk? That's a possibility there, Randy. All right, Cork, that sounds good. Yes, you're right. It's a standing black bear, a full-grown black bear. Now, out west is the grizzly, but here, yeah. Now you go more central PA. What, have them eat it, Shane? But if you go central PA, you got your elk. Um, but Randy, you're right. It could have been an owl. I was going to ask that. I was going to ask that, Winston. Now, if it's an owl on a flight path, how would that GPS track it? Just like a moving car? Uh, because it has to track it somehow. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because but all right, I'm concentrating on this. It is very interesting, Randy. Um, but if an elf pass one waypoint to the other, it's going to pick up on it. So I understand that. But if an owl travels from this point to this point, going past those waypoints, it's tracking it. It could be an owl by itself. Well, I agree with that, Winston, because you're putting it on a branch that might be 7 to 10 foot high. I wouldn't go 10 foot. I'd go 7, 8 foot. And an owl ain't going to land on that branch or the branch right below it because it's too thin. They usually go up higher, but they're swooping down to check for prey. It could snag it. It really could. I can give it that. I don't know. Okay. Shane, there is a tracking system that if you're within a half mile of the tractor to the receiver, it shows instantly. So if you so you got to be out there 24/7 till it gets snagged. Okay, that'll work. We're going to need several guys because maybe in the first 24 hours we don't get a hit on it, but some of us going to have to get a nap in, like Mike Hartman. I've heard nothing about that one, Randy. I've heard nothing on that one. And that could snag on a deer, a coyote. That is too, if he's doing that, depends where he's placing them. A bird ain't going to be way up here. I don't see that. But it makes it interesting if they can do that. I don't know. Like I said, depends where he puts it. You know, now with like at Corky's, you don't have to track them. They live close by and they come and watch right there. And that's what I was just saying, Cork. They're always right there, especially when he has a fire. And I'm not joking. They think that's the TV set for entertainment. It happened when we were there. Believe me, I saw it. Uh, um, okay. I know there's an area X up near Terra that one researcher calls it, but it's not a female. That I don't know. Winston, you find out, let me know. Because I want to check into that too. And I'm running. He was hanging him high up. Okay. Because that makes it interesting too. I'm trying to figure out exactly how they're traveling around, why they're traveling around like they do, other than for hunting for food. Are they looking for a mate? What? Called Counting Coup, Corky. Counting Coup. The old Indian name. And I believe that's what the young juvenile that I seen was doing to me. Counting Coup. See how close he can get to me. I really do believe that. I'm not saying it's 100% true, but I think that's what they're doing. It was doing with us. So it's interesting. I do. Oh, that's right. Barb, an older lady that goes to Corky's had this happen. Yeah. Put that piece of wood on Barb's shoulder. Cassie Strain. Now, that name doesn't sound familiar to me. Doesn't sound familiar. Makes me wonder. Got to find that out. Definitely got to find that out. But anyhow, I'm going. Yes, you do, Winston. Yes, Barbara did have 2 Class A sightings there. She saw the one time Corky was cutting the grass. She told me all about that. Very interesting. But anyhow, folks, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife. It's been interesting. Oh, you was splitting firewood. I'm sorry, Cork. I knew it was something. You was doing something there. I want to go down and spend a little bit of time with my wife since I'm going to be gone all day tomorrow. If you guys are up to it, come on down to Morale, fire department down there in Dunbar. It's on University Drive. Just Google it. I'll be there. Thank you, Corky. Anytime. Winston, hopefully you can come down. I'd like to see you down there. I can introduce some really great people, great researchers down there. So, with that being said, you guys all remember, paranormal's the new normal. And yes, Bigfoot is mainstream now. Believe that. And I'll be talking to you all soon. Good night.
This has been an Agents of the Unexplained original podcast. Like us on Facebook, subscribe and view on YouTube, and please visit our store link in the bio. Thank you for listening, and remember that paranormal is the new normal.